Good morning, kids. It's in the insomniacs. Equal parts. Hello, hello. Did you change your name? Can you hear me equal parts? Can you just verify that you hear me? My insomnia crew. I have a new setup going on right now, and so I don't know if it's actually working. So if you can hear me, please let me know. Um, what's happening? Hey, April K. Hey, gorgeous. My equal parts baby. That name threw me off. I don't about all these new handles on YouTube. Like this dyslexic ADHD girl just cannot. I did, and I'll explain why. And because at the end of the day, uh, like I need some act right sometimes, right? Crack is whack. Let me explain why. I can hear you. Thank you. Hey, my Alabama Slammer sister, I love you. Um, no, it just comes to this. So like the first stream, the audio was all fucked up, and um, I even though it was a great live, the audio was fucked up, and I was really emotional and talking about really personal stuff. And I often forget that, like, the people who watch me aren't necessarily the people that are in my corner, right? Like, they thrive on other people's, like, hurt and pain, and, even in turn with that being said, I came back and, hurt people, right? And I mentioned someone in a live that I just like just shouldn't have I'd spoken about, you know what I mean? As much as like I could say, uh, it was out of pocket for me to do. And um I decided that if I was going to delete one, I was going to delete both. And I probably owe her an apology for even bringing her up because she didn't deserve it. Um, I'm not at fault. I do have blame in things that happen in my life, obviously. You know, do I have a like good excuse for being at my wit's end with a lot of things? Yeah, I do. And I explained all of that yesterday to you guys. Um, you know, it's been a long year, and I felt like I had a community around me that cared, and then found out quickly that I shouldn't trust anybody and that no one really cared. Do you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people did, but a lot really just didn't. It was all fake and show, and um, I let my mouth run. I have no breaks, right? I have no breaks, and I say some shit, even if it's just like just to say it to fucking hurt someone, to make them feel the way that I felt. That's on me, and that's not right. So I probably owe them an apology for that. I Are you calling me two-faced, crack whack? I'm not two-faced. Um, yeah, or you're talking about them because that they're two-faced, you know, in my opinion. I like at least like you get what you get with me. You know, I'm this way all the time. I'm a Capricorn. Oh yeah, wicked two-faced. Two-faced so bad, you know. And a lot of things that were done to me were very hurtful. And I give people the benefit of the doubt. And you know, I had 12 people in my second live. I had 12 people in that live, and I had a nasty troll come in. So clearly I triggered somebody. And they felt the need to come in and attack. And it's like, you know, the previous hour I was describing the pain and life altering predicament that I had been put in, and trying to navigate that on top of raising my son and trying to work and live and provide for him by not having a YouTube famous job. And I do this because it was an outlet for me, right? It was an outlet for me when I was a mom up at 3 in the morning feeding, and then it became an outlet for me when I needed something to distract myself from the fact that I had a fatal disease. And so there's so many factors and layers to this onion that I felt like I should not have been attacking anybody and using names, um, and putting them down when that's like what people have done to me and I didn't like it. Does what I said make it untrue? No, but like right, exactly. It is what it is, right? Like my mouth gets to me. It's just I once I start, I can't stop, right? And I add a little salt in for effect, and it's not right. Those are my own fucking personal defects. So, in any case, that's why those got deleted. Mainly the first one because the audio is just like so bad, you know? And being vulnerable with the internet that absolutely wants to assassinate you and your character and pick apart everything that I say and what I don't say, and I'm a liar and all these it's like why even try to explain the pain that I'm going through when everyone like scoffs at it. Not everyone, but you know what I'm saying with that. Like they just pick it apart to just make me out to be a liar, a cheat, a steal, a bad friend. Have I been a bad friend? Yeah. I mean, yeah, everyone has at one point. I'm not perfect. I'm not. And I had part to do with the demise of relationships that I've had. Like, I can own that. But I like to believe that like there's good in the world and I want to find that. I want to find the good in the world. I want to find the good people that just like want to be here because they want to be like a part of the community and not hate watch me, clip me, and then spend, hours on content just shitting all over me while I'm in like the worst state of my life, fighting for my life, right? I just want happiness. I don't need people coming into my chats and like, this is my space. Like, go to your friend space that you align with and wanna be in a vacuum, right? Kelly and I, we had a good thing going on for a while, but, there was a lot of stuff that just wasn't working out, and I had been at my wit's end in my own life, and things went south. That was it. That's what happened, and things that people told me after, I don't even know if they're true, but I heard it. And, what's the truth? I don't know what the truth is. You can't trust anybody. So there's that. So I deleted it. I'm sure there's screen recording somewhere because there was a troll in my live with 12 people. Like I clearly triggered somebody. Um, and it's just like I'm trying to get away from all of that. I'm trying to get away from like being, having that pit in my stomach and feeling like I'm just gonna get shit on and, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Amy's trouble." I don't think I'm trouble, I just think that I'm brutally honest, and some people can't take that. And my honesty from my perception, right? Just because I don't like these people doesn't mean I think that you don't have to. Everyone has different experiences. I said it yesterday. If someone says, "Oh, Amy's a bitch," I probably was a bitch to them for a reason, right? I was probably a bitch to them for a reason. I'm not trying to look for hatred anymore. I can't live like that. Who can live like that? Right? And when I get on a tear talking about something, the shit that comes out of my mouth, I'm like, "Oh, Amy, come on, you could have said that differently." Um, um, I have a migraine and took meds, so I'm awake with you. I love that you're awake with me, Robbie. Oh, you're a Capricorn too? I love that you're a Capricorn. Crack is whack. That's why I love you. That's why we have the same bad humor. Was it still your pressers? They can be able to try to hurt you. Makes me want to fight. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't even know what I did to these people, but just, like, I know I'm not for everybody, and, like, I'm okay with that because 'cause they're probably not for me either, but you don't need to, like, be vicious, right? Because once you stop being vicious, like, I go below the belt. right? Like, don't test my fucking petty. My petty is next to none. And it's just to be like, well, if you're gonna do that to me, it's tit for tat. I don't want to do that anymore. And that's why I got away from Karen Reed because it's all it was. It was like it was the level of traumatic anxiety, worry, everything on top of having to deal with what fucking internet strangers thought about me, right? Like I know creators not well, but I like them. I think they're funny. I support them. I don't give a fuck who you like or who you don't like. I'm gonna pick the people that I like. I think Jimmy's hilarious. I like Nurse Kim. Okay. I like Mazza Media. I like the I don't belong here, girl, right? I'll watch Aiden for information. I'll watch the JFK and Kevy Kev, James Jackson. I watch them because they give different perspectives. I want different perspectives to broaden my knowledge of the situation, and it's just very toxic culture now, and I can't get down with it. And I got a little too much last night. I was saying things I shouldn't have said, and I apologized to her because she didn't deserve that at that time. It doesn't mean I don't believe some of the things that I said or more, but it didn't need to be said. She's actually a really great mother, and she does her best. But there's other things going on that I couldn't have in my life for what I was going through currently. So that's all that was. Um, Hi, Amy. One incident does not describe your entire life. You're a good person. You were very entertaining. I know I'm a big fan and I hope you don't beat yourself up too much. I was kind of beating myself up about it. I felt bad. I felt bad because you know, it's like these people do it to me and they don't bat an eye. Honey, they did not give a flying fuck that I was like a deathbed praying to live while they're just shitting on me and tearing me apart. Viewers mostly. It's not even just the creators, it's their viewers. The internet tough guys that come after me. They don't know me and they will never know me, and they know like my YouTube personality on YouTube. That's all they know. That's all they go by. One day they love you, the next day they don't. Um, you know, it's hard. It's hard. The YouTube's hard to navigate, but I love it. I love you guys, but I have to remember that there's like people that literally like their jobs to hate watch, right? Like literally. I don't like Turtle Boy. Yeah, that's a popular opinion. That's a popular opinion. Not a lot of people do, but I watch him for information because he gets information out and he's effective. He started the whole Karen Reed movement. No one ever convinced me otherwise. Is he an asshole? Sure. Was he an asshole to me when my son and I met him? No, he was very kind. But I don't want to be one of his articles, right? Do you know what year I'm going with there? It's not much different than regular in-person life. I'll listen to just about everybody until I can't stand them. Yeah, amen. Nan Gallagher. I gave her a shot. That ended. But this is something too. So it's like just because I don't like Nan Gallagher doesn't mean that I don't like JFK, Kev, and James because I have no problem with them. I was like cool with them at one time. I thought right, but as soon as like I started looking bad for the brand, I seemed to like be ignored and not acknowledged on the channel. You know, it seemed like they didn't want their radical subscribers to be like, why the fuck is Amy Boston here? Right? It's childish, it's weird, it's triggering. It's like, you know, these people turn their back during worse times, right? Look what's happening now. Yeah, studio gangsta. Yeah. I'm a sensitive gangsta is what it is. And like when it comes to like my son, that's what gets me, man. My son gets me. My son needs me. Um, I agree you need to move negatively from your life when you have to do it. It's just the folks don't need to put it on. Do your best. Just ignore them, block them, and keep streaming. I've been doing that. I have been. We really haven't had too many trolls. We had a really nasty one last night, but there was only 12 people in my like ghetto live. And so it had to have been someone super triggered within the group of who I was talking to. I have theories. Um, I hope I hope I hope the person hold your you heard your apology. Don't knock yourself out. Yeah, I'm not gonna knock myself out because of the yeah, fake Nan's fake. Nan's fake as fuck. She's an opportunist, and I think that about her. She don't act like a lawyer. I'll tell you that. Listen, I don't claim to be anything. Okay, can I say some things that like other people won't say? Like, yeah, I do say the things that people won't say, but that's what makes me me. I call it right. I call it out. I see you, and even though if I don't say anything, I collect, and then I just snap, right? And then I just like, you know what, motherfucker, maybe people need to know about you. If you want to start emailing all types of people to tell them about what you think I am, then it's time to 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 return the favor, right? I don't pretend to be a goody two shoes. I'm a fucking recovering drug addict for many years. I am blunt. I am brutally honest from my perspective. And some people can't take that. And then they come over here and run and start calling you names and I'm fat and I'm this and that. If you like talk about my weight, which like I'm 5'8" and 158 pounds, like fucking miss me with that. Go check your BMI scale, bitch. Um, I but if you reserve your truth, it must have a place be. You must have a place to express yourself and be true. Right. And this channel was that place for me. I wanted a place that we could all just talk like normal people and not have to like watch what we're saying and like who we're going to offend. I shouldn't have to like be forced to like Nan because three guys that I've known through the movement um, are friends with her and white knight for her. Like I two things can be true at the same time. I don't need to like your friends, but I think you're cool. Do a lot of people think that they're cool? No, I do. I do. Actually, I know for a fact that they're mad cool, right? What we all have issues, okay? We all got fucking issues, right? We all got issues. So pointing out their issues isn't really saying much because like we all got them. It's just when you're on a platform like this, we pick them apart like a motherfucker. I have a dig in oh, can you tell me a different take on that? Please let me know. Please let I'd love to know. I want all the information. Life's too short to carry other people's problems and burdens on your back. Yeah. I have no filter. It's part of my charm, really. Right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, that is true too. I am real. I couldn't I've been told that. I feel like I try to be real and I'm kind and generally as a human being I'm kind, but like one thing I'm not is the one. Like you're not going to like bark at me underhandedly like rip apart my reputation when I've done nothing to you or the people that you're trying to destroy me to. Not fucking happening on my watch. No, that's where the street smarts come in. These fucking people have never gotten punched. Um, I'm 5'8", 155, and 55. Good for you, trains. And that's good. We should be able to give an opinion, listen to others, agree to disagree, move on. I agree, Robin, but it can't. It doesn't happen this way in the free carry world anymore. I literally like really enjoyed all of these people. Like I've met them, I know them, we've stood up, we've done like I've talked to You know, like, do I know these people? No. Like, when I say I love Jimmy, I think Jimmy's hilarious, and I agree with all his Naniel propaganda about who she is, because I spotted that shit day one, okay? Opportunist. I don't care if she's a lawyer, she don't act like one. But I can also respect and like JFK, James, and Kevy Kev, and whoever else that's friends with her. I don't have to like her. I like them. You know, you can have like private conversations and be like, bro, because people don't realize that when you're a YouTube creator, people email you or text you or social media you stuff with things that they know that they heard that they this and they that. And you have to vet it and you have to be like, what's plausible and what's not. Some of this shit is plausible and it's hurtful. Because you know what too? A friend, if someone is your true friend, they do not allow you to be disparaged in a group of people. You're part of the problem. If you're, you know, like I stick up for them. I said no one sticks up for the JFK crew on here. No one. They shit on them. I stand up for them because you know what? They're not pieces of shit. James did not unalive the girlfriend that he deeply loves to this day. Didn't happen, but people like to run with that because it's a salacious story that makes James to the masses look like a piece of shit when he's not. You know what I mean? But I don't have to like Nan because I don't. So, and if you guys in chat like Nan, you're welcome here. I don't judge you. I just don't. Um, Hi, John Smith. Good to see you. I grew up in Chapel Hill. And I'm like, oh, Tar Heel. Are you my Tar Heel though? Because I have another Tar Heel in here. She's one of my mods. Oh, it must be you. They can't have people around who have stronger identities, right? But at the same time, like I'm like a minuscule YouTuber, right? I got like 15 people in chat right now. I love this. I don't want to be them. I don't want to fight to be somebody. Like, I'm not trying to be internet famous. I wanna be internet come to here to have a good time, and we call it like it is, and we break shit down, and we just talk about, like, whatever. We talk about whatever the fuck we want. We're not on anyone else's agenda, no one's paying us for our thoughts, no one's doing any of that over here, and that's what I love about being over here, right? Um, you know, I mentioned that, you know, the girl that we did the channel with, through the free county retrial, there was a lot going on with her, and I gave her the benefit of the doubt, and I almost broke up a friendship with a really good friend of mine who helped me tremendously through my cancer journey. And when she was actively and I could see it, everyone could see it. She I'm not getting into details, but, like, that's widow behavior, and then I didn't know how to get out because I didn't wanna hurt her feelings, and, one day, I was so mad about something that someone was posting about me and doing a live about me, saying all these atrocious things. I was pissed, and I was angry, and I just didn't have it in me to the bandwidth to deal with fucking internet nerds, and I asked Nikki to come up on panel with me for some support because the co-host wouldn't do it. She didn't want to get involved and get her name dragged. So I asked my friend Nikki, and she dropped that night. She was like, "I'm fucking out of here." And I changed the name to my channel and took hers out. And then that got her even more mad because I think she wanted me to chase her, which okay, fine. And then was telling me that I need to get rid of everything that she made because it's hers and I could be sued. And like, who does that? I'm fucking I'm balls deep in medical bills. I'm balls deep in medical bills. I'm not worrying about your fucking feelings. You're a 55-year-old woman. I'm not worrying about your feelings right now. I'm worried about me. And think of that what you will, but I had to think about me and my son. I had to think about getting better for me and my son. And she didn't give a fuck. Just like the other ones who tormented me in my words, tormented, like, the viewers coming after me, shunning me from, like, fucking like, I'm like, if you wanna think I'm a bad person, go ahead and think I'm a bad person. I came over here and found my people, right? I found my people over here. But I do owe her an apology for bringing her up because it was out of pocket. I shouldn't have done it. If I wasn't emotional from going over everything that I've been through this year and feeling like it's Christmas, that I get to feel like a woman again in the next few months, like, really, really emotionally affected me. And I don't really like crying on camera, so there's that. Um, it's just a lot. It's a lot, you know? And YouTube's not my job. I work a full week, and I'm literally a sole parent with no financial help with my son. Like, I have to be number 1. I can't spare anyone else's feelings. And if my opinion of you is my opinion of you, it's not gonna change. I don't wanna be your friend, and it's probably a bad idea for you to come at me because people have seen how I can be. Specifically these people, right? Like, I don't wanna have to be like that, but I will. It's not a threat, it's just like, "Come on, you know me." Um, Excellent, thank you, Crackers Whack. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Robin, I'm not on many channels. I've haven't gotten time vagina looking for my husband in palliative care. Exactly. Exactly, honey. But, like, I'm trying to figure out my medical things. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna, like, get by to the next day, and I'm getting text messages, "This person blocked me. You said this. You did this. You didn't do that." Like, stop emailing me. I'm not even professional. I don't get paid to be here. I'm here because I wanna be. I love you guys. I love going over cases. That's what I love. I don't need your money, and I don't need you fucking telling me what the fuck to do. If you don't wanna be here, you don't have to. I've seen numbers drop recently. Just keep going. Like, if that's how you feel about here, keep it moving. I just real, keeping it a buck. Oh, things keep my head up. Yeah. It's tough because this is like a tough industry to be in. You're either cool or not. Like Media, he was huge in the free Carrie movement. Great kid, great guy. All right. He's like 7'8". No, that's an exaggeration. He's like 6'7", 6'8", gentle giant, and he's so smart and he does a lot of cases and he stays out of the drama. Media, you want to go over and give my man a sub and watch him. You won't be disappointed. I'm not on channels. I haven't gotten time looking for John. I mean, yeah, honey, the terrible. Yeah, it is. Just found your. I'll grab my phone in a minute. Yeah, so I mean, that's why I deleted. So the first one when I was crying about how I felt cheated by life, that like even though I'm so grateful that I'm cancer free currently, that I just want to feel like a woman again, and I don't feel confident. I don't feel the way I want to, like I used to, right? And if that's gonna get fixed, and I found that I'm healthy enough now that the doctor is gonna fix me up and make me feel like Amy again, right? And crack is whack. I'm like you make me smile every time I see you in the chat, even though I know you somehow, and I'm gonna figure that out someday. Was the Facebook request with a picture of who you are? Because if you're someone who I am, I'm gonna die. Um, oh, you did? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We got 18 insomniacs tonight. We got 18 this was actually somewhat keeping I was overstimulated all day with the boy, and, I'm just getting now, like, mommy time. And it feels really good, and I just, like, needed to talk because 'cause I'm laying there in insomnia, riddled with anxiety, just thinking like, "Oh my god, Amy, you're such a bad person for doing that." But, like, am I? Am I? If she is doing that stuff to kinda, like, make people not wanna, like, do anything with me or like, that shit's mean. I just told you to get your shit and leave, and I changed the channel name. That's all I did. Bye. You said you didn't want to be here. Bye. That's usually how corporate America works. You don't want to be here. Bye. Um, you feel like a woman. Be proud of who you're becoming. It's very. It is. Yeah. Thank you, Robin. Like yesterday, I really was crying from happy tears because the time has come that they're gonna get me to the best of my ability, and I'm okay with that. Whatever that looks like. However I'm gonna look like, I'm happy I'm cancer free and I'm gonna be here for many years, hopefully. And my son's gonna have a mother, and hopefully I'll have better looking titties. Not that anyone sees them. Crack is whack. No one sees them. Even before the mastectomy, no one saw them. Um, except for one. We went over that. And he is another one. He's not a bad person. He's just a pig. Um, yeah, so I mean that's why they got deleted. And some people are litigious happy where they just want to sue everybody to get free money because they don't work. And there's that. So I had that to worry about. But I preface everything also by saying, do not take anything I say as fact. This is all my opinion and experience. So miss me with the cease and desist. I want to see. You want to see what? What are we trying to see? Yeah. All right. Hold on. Let me go get my phone. I need your picture though because I need to verify you're not my kid's father. If you're from the Wooney, hold on, kids. Oh my God, is it crack is whack? Crack is whack. Is this you? Oh my God. Hi, crack is whack. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. I don't know you. We're gonna look at your profile really quick though. Are we friends? All right. Awesome. You guys are the best. So yeah, I mean, this is all just like how I've been feeling for the past 24 hours. I had a really long day, did a lot of things with the boy. And I just I'm not innocent in this. Like I am a bitch. I can be a cunt. All right. I don't like people. I get a vibe, and if I don't like you, I don't like you. But I liked when we were better. I liked when we were better united, even if it was fake, because it was. Most of the people being united was all fake. No one liked each other. Um, I and knowing about that for months, and then seeing everyone in chat simping for these people who I know are absolute fucking dicks. Like in my mind, it's like, oh girl, if you only knew, if you only knew. So what are your thoughts? What should I have taken them down? I mean, I can't like redo them. The second stream was the worst though. The second stream is the worst. The one where I was just messy and fed up. That's part of my problem too. Like I harbor everything in for a really long time until it explode. Like thing after thing after thing happens, and then I go all like hypoc on you. Like listen, you can take the girl out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the girl. Let's put that out there. Um, oh, Tracy, my mama. Let's see. Ooh la la. What's ooh la la? Tell me. Was there unsolicited dick pics? Um, hold on here. You guys are killing me right now. I might just have to stream. Anywho, I don't know. You did the right thing. Yeah. I did the right thing by deleting them. But we all know that there's screen recording somewhere, right? We had a troll in there with 12 people. Like, I'm not them, you know? I don't wanna be them. I don't want people's money. I just wanna talk about it. And, like, when I say that, like, people were coming after me, it wasn't the necessarily the creator. I mean, it was at some points, but it was the viewers coming after me with, like, crazy threats and all that stuff, like, but 5 days later, you're praying hands and chats for me to live and fight cancer, but then all of a sudden, it turned to that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the unhinged behavior. Honey, it's better off you don't know many of these people. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just like a part of me feels like everybody should be exposed, and the next part of me thinks, well, if I start talking on them, bad shit's gonna happen because that's what these people do. You know what I mean? Social security numbers, home addresses. When I live with, like, my 4-year-old son, no, 100 equal parts. I have seen more cultish behavior, um, in this than any other community, maybe because I'm so highly involved. I'll give you a wrench, babe. Um, it's 5 p.m. Oh, I hit you at the "Hi, Tar Heel, baby." Um, it's 5 p.m. Oh, perfect. You're here. You're in for the long hauls, girl. Um, um, he, yeah, so it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? And this is another thing I noticed, like, it is totally acceptable for all the guys to go shit on everyone, including their female viewers, totally acceptable. It's encouraged. If I do it, if I did it, I get fucking shit on. They're at my, you know, they would be at my hospital bed like, "You fucking see you next Tuesday. You came after BLT," and, you know, well, I didn't even say the person, the girl who used to be a co-host over here's name. I didn't even say her name, okay? Grant Smith Ellis said her whole name, her whole government on the Galera last night and said that she was a plant to take down Tom CPU's channel. Like, excuse me? Listen, of all the things that I've said, all the things that I've said, I've never said that. Right? Like, did Tom do me dirty? Yeah. Did I in turn some like revenge shit? Sure. Yeah. I'm not innocent. But I'm not the fucking problem either. You know what I mean? Two things can be same at the same time. I have not thought about this guy in months, and then all of a sudden shit starts popping up, you know? The whole co-host thing happened. It was all very convenient, and now supposedly she's back over there with him. Good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's like, did they ever have loyalty? Like, I see bad behavior and I'm fucking out. I want no part of that. It's 17 degrees, yeah. Oh my yeah, in Alabama, that's cold. Yeah, that guy. Hi, I'm insomniac, but it's only 10. Oh, honey, it is 1 o'clock on the dot here. Welcome to the Insomnia Club, the bad kids. We're not in detention today. We're in sleeping bags. Snowed all day, 19 degrees. Hello, birthday Smith, birthday twin. It's always great to see you. Um, yeah, so I know people are like, she deleted this and that. It's like, no, you know what? I would have kept it up if I was being my petty self, but unless whoever screen grabbed what was said in those few minutes, I mean, and that but that's another thing that I just said it. The thing that boggles my mind is people hate watch. I would rather chew on cinder blocks than watch anyone I can't stand. I'll list the people that I would never watch out of fucking principle, that they irk me and they're fake and they're grifters. I'll name them right now. I won't. I will, but I won't for the yeah. Lies what? It's just all lies. Mm, yeah, it's all lies. It's hurtful. Like, I've never done anything to these other fucking channels, and you're, like, purposely gonna not advertise me on your screen because you don't wanna upset your radical, crazy friends that I don't like, but that doesn't mean that I don't like you. How old do we, right? That's the way I took it. I hope that wasn't the case. I hope it was innocent. You know what I mean? I hope it was innocent. Didn't seem like it though. I watched Lauren. Yeah. Yeah. But like crack is whack. You hate when I cover Lauren Matthias. But if I start covering Karen Reed, like I become triggered by these people and I act like that. You know what I mean? It's nice to listen to your voice, Amy. I don't know if it matters to you, but it matters to me. It's very calming. Oh, thank you, honey. This is my nighttime voice when my son is sleeping. Mm, yeah. So I just like I don't know what to do anymore. I just don't. I don't. I don't know what to do about it anymore. I like covering the other cases. Lauren Matthias is fun. I will. And okay, this is another thing too for people who are not in Massachusetts. Um, we all physically know each other, okay? We all have met up. We've done standouts to hold signs in front of courthouses and wherever, all over the state. We all meet each other. We all become friendly. We are the one community where we know each other physically. I've met the creators. I've met viewers, like, when they're coming up to me and like, "Oh my god, are you Amy Boston?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, I'm" use it as an example, I'm equal parts." And I'm like, "Oh my god, hi, hugs." Like, we all know each other. Other communities don't know each other, and so there's not that personal thing that will stop you from being vicious, right? I'll fuck up Laura Mathias any day because that bitch is trash bag. But I have a tough time doing it with people here, unless you're a real piece of shit, and then I don't care, like, come at me, right? Come at yeah, yeah, yeah. He was rude to me. I was a moderator for him without being asked, and I met him at, an event, and he had no time for me whatsoever and treated me rudely, and that was it. That was it. It was like, "Wow, you're fake. You pretend to be this, like, wholesome guy." And just so we're clear, I'm from Hyde Park. He is not from Hyde Park. Not one day in his life did he live in Hyde Park. And he said Reedville. Reedville is an area of Hyde Park. You are not from there. You tried to be thorough and say that you were from the hood. You're not. So there's that. Do I have an opinion on who killed J.O.? Yeah, I do. Should I tell you? Um, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. And this is allegedly, this is just my speculation from everything that I know. I think that Lauren, Karen, and Higgins had a thing going on. Everybody knew. Redondo Beach. Hi, baby. How is my Oma? He hasn't been over here in a while. It's wonderful to see you, and thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. Yeah, I think she was fucking around with Brian Higgins, the ATF agent, who was best friends with the guy whose house John's body ended up in the lawn. They had been drinking all day, like legit all day. I think that there was an altercation. They invited him over the house. I think that it was maybe accidental. I don't think that they, planned it out. I think there was heat of the moment. I think that he fell down the back stairs, whacked his head. The Chloe dog was intervening because this random guy is fighting with the owner, and apparently she wasn't the nicest dog. They panicked. They're all cops and ATF agents and so on and so forth. They were panicked, and so they thought that they put him out on the lawn to say that the tow truck driver hit him on his way into the house. The tow truck driver is a very well-known man named Lucky in the town of Canton. He's a gem. They were trying to blame the gem Lucky on hitting John so they could get out. Listen, they wanted their pensions. Brian Albert, who owned that home where John ended up dead, not only did he cement in his in-ground pool, who does that in a rich neighborhood, but he filed for pension before the trials to make sure he kept his pension, even if some shit went down. That's on an innocent conscience. Would you? Would you say that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was Higgins and Brian Albert jumped in for help, and the dog was there. The dog tried to restrain him because he didn't know him. I thought it was Higgins, the ATF guy. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Do you guys remember when Kevin from South Boston called in to the JFK show? I knew it was him immediately. I was there. I was there live. That was Brian Higgins, in my opinion, that called into the JFK show like a wackadoodle to clear his name on the JFK show. Yeah, Chloe assisted and the family covered it up. Yeah, 100%. Think the truth or changes will ever come out about. Um, we are going to be electing a new DA this coming election. Morrissey is not running. Can we all take a fucking sigh of relief for that? And I think that he's going to do some business. Let's hope. He was part of the federal investigation into the Karen Reed trial in a case, so he knows a lot. I think the House defendants were eventually all set. Yeah, I mean, it's been this long. Will they? None of them want to go to jail. Would you, Rat, if you thought you were going to go to jail to be an accomplice? I would. I mean, a person with a conscience would. Not really sure was him that called. I think it was. I put money. I put my salary down. It sounded just like him, man. Unbelievable. And no Auntie Babs, right? Something will crack it, and whoever goes first to hopefully a new date. Yeah, I would hope so. As soon as one cracks, the rest of them are gonna start cracking just one by one, picking them off. They already did Devers, the officer, right? They have all the state police look at fucking Proctor was canned. He can't even come back. There's not even an appeal. You wrong. Um, he was trying to sound ghetto because he was talking to the JFK show. Like, no, bro, he's just from Lynn and sounds like that. You're from fucking Upton, where you don't got an accent and you're a square. Um, Devers, yeah. Um, yeah, I and yeah, and this I believe this too. I believe that there are some people that were there that really don't know what happened that night. They don't know the details. They might have known something might have happened, but they are just ignorant to know exactly what, so they just stay out of it. They don't want no heat. But like a man's life, an officer's life who had two little kids looking up to him, they didn't give a flying fuck. Why not call an ambulance? Why not call an ambulance? At least try to get him help, right? Wouldn't you? I would. Oh, my knick-knack's here. Whatever happened to the young girl cop who lied so bad in the stand they heard her? She got fired. Those four women that have the forensic, one of them said there absolutely no evidence and the guys was corrupt and that the trial. Yeah, no, they're delusional. They're delusional. Let's just call it what it is. They're mentally ill. They don't see the world the way it works, you know? Yeah. Talking punishment. Yeah. Right. And Karen Reed cannot be tried for this again. They cannot she cannot be tried for this again. They're going after her civilly for the money that she doesn't have. Yeah, because they knew he was dead. He died within 10 minutes. They were panicked because someone would have had to take the fall. It wouldn't have had to been first degree. And in the video I did of the tribute for John O'Keefe on the death anniversary back on the 29th, um, they were talking about how the panic set in and no one was willing to take the fall, but Karen started off as manslaughter, and they thought if they kept upping her charges, that she would fold and just take a plea deal. Not our bitch, not here in Massachusetts. No, sir, you're gonna take me to court and you're gonna show me everything you got. And they had nothing. They had nothing but embarrassment. Yeah, we're down to beach. The nuts. Oh, Tuesday morning, yeah. Within 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. And all these motherfuckers, whether they knew it or not, were in it. 100%. Mhm. Absolutely. John Smith. There's such a difference in the courtroom control and fairness with a judge for Brian Wall. Yeah, and can you imagine that Beverly Cannoni was her superior judge? Let that sink in for a minute, John. Well, except the dog bit his arm in multiple places. So, yeah, yeah. The taillights. Yeah. I don't know if like a fit 6'4" cop who's been on the force for 16 years, how he's gonna get such a bad hit to the head that he would have died almost immediately. Sharon, it's always good to see you, baby. Joe, my son is sleeping with the thing you made him. Hold on, my cat's being weird to my son. Hold on. Okay. Um, I give you back hugs too, Sharon. The medical examiner was fantastic when she just put, yeah, Lolly's bullshit, or Hank for that matter. Hank was terrible. I would have had a Lally back. I would have reeking like parliaments. Yeah. And, her civil suit, it's tragic that they're going after her. But do you know how much more information you get for a civil disposition deposition? Do you even know? Unbelievable that people that age have so much hatred and want to hurt John. Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on a sunflower scribbling. Oh, I love that. I love that. She made me when I was out on medical leave with the whole debacle. Um, my friend Sharon here made me the most beautiful stuffed animal that my son absolutely adores, and it sleeps in my bed every night. No way those injuries from a car. No, the crash daddies. Have we seen the crash daddies? Do we need to go over the crash daddies for people who are unaware of these beautiful, beautiful, smart spectacles that were like Karen Reed did not do this. Like the case that the state brought was so weak. Do you know that they're like 50 some odd, it might be even more, over 50 DAs in Norfolk County, and not one of those motherfuckers would take it. Lally was the putz. Lally was the putz. He looks like it. He's the office clown. Like fuck, give it to fucking Adam Lally. He'll take it. He's an idiot. I couldn't believe they put the guy from Texas on with no degree and lied about his professional resume. He's such a liar. Can you believe it? Audacity. The audacity. V dot. Always a pleasure, my love. Yeah. I'm all about Dr. Wolf with those dimples. I have a thing for dimples and blue eyes. I don't know. I even enjoy Brimmy and found body well change. Let's talk about, are we talking about the one that was Crash Daddy, right? He actually redesigned sports rinks, specifically the where the Bruins play. He redesigned the rink and the helmets to make it safer for less traumatic brain injuries or body injuries using physics and all of his knowledge. Okay. I wouldn't throw him out of bed. You know what I'm saying, Sharon? Wicked Trail. Yeah. Tar Heel. Tar Heel. Yeah, a wicked dork. Oh my god. Crack is whack. You have to try to find me on like my regular page though, because I don't go on the other page. I'll try, but yeah, I don't have anything planned. Are we good talking? What do you guys like want to watch? What do we want to talk about? Give us a topic. Let's talk about something. Do you guys want to like truth or dare? Or how about just truth? How about just truth? Actually, don't do that to me. I already had one of those last night. I was hurting people's feelings for no reason. It was not my best. It was not my best work. Yeah, he did work on wheelchair stuff. What? They're like ambulance chases. Poor Adam Lally. He knew what a shit job he was doing, what a shit case he was given, but he played along to get ahead. Amy Boston. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta get my earbuds because I'm very ill prepared today. Kids, I bought myself a 40-inch screen because I was sick of looking. Maybe light stories tonight. Oh, like campfire? Eco pots. Are we talking about campfire stories? Because I'm really bad at those, but I will send a link out if people want to tell. Oh, we should do Massachusetts horror stories. Like campfire Massachusetts horror stories. Bye, Robbie. It was good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be at your next live. You know I'm always listening. I have my earbuds in, baby. Go over and give my friend Rob here a like, a subscribe. He goes over to Lauren Owens fucking craziness. All right, let's see if my earbuds work. Let's see. I'm gonna see. Michael. Oh, wait. All right. Hold on. We're going to go over microdots. Karen Reed. Okay. We're going to go over a microdots video. One of his first. I emailed him or texted him for whatever. The trap. That's not it. Okay. So this video is 24 minutes long. But we're going to talk about it, kids. This is microdots. Go to .com. I will post his link. He's amazing, amazing man, and an incredible talent. This is kind of the timeline and how Jen McCabe got in the mix of it all. Can you hear it?
The younger generation stay inside for the evening to consume alcohol together. in celebration of a birthday. While the elders choose to venture out to a local bar named the Waterfall, where they meet acquaintances John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. All are drinking.
You can. I cannot. Okay.
At about 12:15, they return from the bar. Jen calls John at 12:14. At 12:18, John calls her back. Then Higgins messages John at 12:20.
Microdots does rule. My earbuds aren't working, kids.
Between 12:23 and 24, Karen and John arrive. Karen sits and waits for confirmation.
I just want to preface all of this by saying this is his take on what happened in the beginning, the timeline. This is Microdots. I mean, unbelievable and amazing talent. Please go check him out.
She watches as John approaches, looks inside, and walks through the door. It's the last time she'll see him in good health. At the same time, Ryan Nagel, Ricky Datano, Heather Maxson arrive in Ricky's 2018 Ford F-150 to pick up Julie Nagel at her request. Was next to move forward. Time. Front door.
Just right outside the front door. Within
Straight outside, yes.
The vehicles remain in these positions for a number of minutes while they both wait. We don't know what John encountered upon entering the home, or where he encountered it.
Yeah, we were all sitting in like the kitchen table. It's like a square table, so we're all just hanging out around there.
I just saw a message by my birthday twin, and it said, that when they're driving past the library, who technically the footage got lost, but like as a true Bostonian New England girl, we can drive in a lot of shit. Like I drove to work on Tuesday in 2 feet of snow. It was like you can drive in it. However, the caveat to that story is the footage is actually gone. The server miraculously erased it. I call bullshit. I work on servers every day.
There. Some at like the island in the kitchen.
But we do know who was present. As soon as John walked in, he would have been standing in the living room, directly under the open doorway that leads into the dining room and kitchen, where he could have been easily seen by anyone in the 3 main rooms on the first floor. Stepping into the dining room into some combination of the Alberts' close friends and family. Matt McCabe, Jennifer McCabe, Caitlin Albert, homeowner Brian Albert, and nephew Colin Albert.
Okay, so I'm going to stop here for a lot of you guys who don't know the Camry case. I'm not sure if all of you do, so I'm just going to preface this. Brian Albert was on the show Boston's Finest, okay, out of High Park, where your girl's from. He actually investigated it doesn't matter. He was like king shit on this show at one point. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the footage. He was actually way more attractive back then. Just want to say age did not treat Brian Albert right. He was the head of the Boston Fugitive Unit. Okay. He had to take test after test. He knew what the fuck he was doing. He was on the police force for 30 years. Do you want to know where John O'Keefe worked? He worked at Area E, which is Hyde Park, in the Special Victims Unit. So, connect some dots here, kids.
Brian Albert Jr., his friend Sarah Levinson, homeowner Nicole Albert, friend Julie Nagel, and one Brian Higgins, who minutes ago sent a message to the victim asking, "Are you coming here?"
Okay, so I'm going to stop again, preface this for anyone who doesn't know. Brian Higgins is an ATF agent where he conveniently has his office, cushy, at the Canton Police Station. Because why? He's best friends with the then police chief, Kenny. Help me out here. I want to see Buchanan, but it's not. In any case, fucking, he was besties with Kenton's police chief. Okay, they took showers together allegedly.
And the aggressive German Shepherd. It appears that whatever happened to John inside the home unfolded rapidly, ending within just a few brief minutes. This is evident because it must have occurred before Julie Nagel.
Kenny Berkowitz, thank you, honey. Kenny Berkowitz, thank you. Asshole.
Stepped outside to send her brother away by declaring that she was now staying, suddenly changing her mind. The door leading to the basement is located in close proximity to the kitchen area. John's Apple Health data indicates that he ascended or descended 3 flights of stairs and took 80 steps between 12:22 and 12:24.
Stated ascending, descending 3 floors.
Suggesting that he entered the home, walked inside, and within less than a minute ended up in the basement, either by his own volition or by force. The most logical interpretation of the 3 flights is he went down, turned around to leave, and for an unknown reason was returned. Theories on how John sustained his injuries vary, They largely focus on a violent assault carried out by up to 3 men inside the home, as well as an attack by their ill-tempered German shepherd. An animal with a documented history of aggression, one that Brian Albert was caught attempting to conceal from the court by lying, saying that Chloe has never attacked a human being, when she has attacked 2, sending both to the hospital for treatment. Just one of the many lies they've been caught in. On the right side is an opening containing rows of dumbbells. And a systems room behind a set of double doors. A bathroom straight ahead. And stairs exiting directly to the backyard.
Ryan Nagel texted his sister at 23,
Saying that he was outside.
and then he texted again that he was going to leave. Then
This is Microdot's link to this specific video. If you want to go back and not listen to my nonsense, all of his videos are like incredible. Okay, this man is talented and literally one of the nicest guys. Okay, he's a local. Go check him out. Microdots. Drop Microdots. I put the link into this video in the chat. Go over there and give him a sub, like, and watch all of his videos. So worth it.
Julie Nagel went outside,
Texted his sister again that he was going to leave. That means she kept him outside waiting. So what caused the delay? The timeline indicates that it folded quickly. The chaos inside delayed Julie for several minutes, long enough for Ryan to text her saying he was going to leave, prompting them to send her outside to get rid of her brother. Within the of 30 Fairview Road, they had a full-blown crisis on their hands, one that needed to be contained fast. It's nearly 12:30 a.m. They have a fatally injured cop laying on the floor, a house full of people, 2 separating out, expecting
Listen,
some step
and just
out.
so we're clear, hear it. They had all emergency responders in that home that could have helped him. Call an ambulance, do CPR, you know how to like stop bleeding. Miss me with the whole, we didn't know what to do. You're a fucking liar, sir. You're a liar. And even if you didn't do it with your own bare hands, you are a co-conspirator and belong in jail. And you took your pension because you know it. You retired and took your pension because you know it. My opinion.
Or at least inform them. They immediately took command. And no one was coming. This was worked out. And since they didn't have the idea to blame Karen until morning, when Jen noticed her taillight was cracked, the only claim they have is to say that despite being dropped off right out front, John came into the house. At 12:27, after sending Julie outside, Jen starts using her phone to build that alibi. But Karen is still out there, and they don't know why.
As soon as I saw Reed's SUV, is that right? You noticed this SUV outside. You started paying somewhat close attention to it.
They are watching her every move, anxiously waiting. The Lexus is seen moving forward a second time, into the proximity of the flagpole. They have no clue if Karen's about to drive off, dial 911, or bang on their door demanding to speak to John. Julie is outside. She tells her brother that she will be staying right for him to pick her up for a ride home.
Y'all were actually talking for closer to 5 minutes.
The whole thing, probably, yeah.
She walks back into the house.
I just want to point out, right? So all these people are so into the trial and the corruption and all this kind of stuff, bro. Morrissey is my DA. If I was to ever get murdered tomorrow, do you know who comes and investigates my murder? Yuri Bukaki, Brian Tully. They're the ones coming to investigate the horror. Okay, they're the ones. It's them still. They even helped cover up a little girl's murder because different towns police officers were essaying her from the time she was a child. So keep this in mind when you feel me being so passionate. Just know that these are the people that are coming to investigate.
At 12:29, Jen McCabe makes the first of 7 calls to John's phone. Over the next 21 minutes. Although she insists that each of these calls were made unknowingly and completely accidentally, not a single voicemail was recorded, implying that she not only hung up before a voicemail was triggered. An absurd proposition that any rational person must reject on its face.
You claimed that every one of these calls was a butt dial. Is that right?
Yes.
Definitive evidence that they are hiding something. The chances of this set of anomalies occurring at the exact time required to support her alibi are impossibly low.
Course of 19 minutes.
Later deleted, and she doesn't have an answer for that either. We are being asked to take Jen at her word when she has every motive to shift the blame away from herself and her family.
She has no answers, but she has every motherfucking lie down. Is down. She's pathological. Cuckoo.
Ryan Nagel watches Julie entering the side door as they pull away. Providing him the perfect angle to witness Karen Reed sitting alone in her vehicle, waiting for John.
But you did look inside that SUV.
As I passed by, yes.
And you saw one person.
That's all I saw at the time, yes.
Okay, I'm bringing myself up bigger. My camera. Look at me. I'm ready for bed. I'm even gonna look old for you guys tonight. Let's talk about the butt dials for a second. The butt dials happened during the time that Brian Albert said that he was getting the freak on with his wife. Butt dialed. And then Higgins answered it for like 28 seconds. Do you know how much you can see and hear in 28 seconds? If we all just stopped here and did nothing for 28 seconds, do you know how much time that is? Do you even know how much time that is? And then Brian Higgins called back. I mean, well, thank you, Steph. I mean, yeah, Brian wasn't fucking his wife. He was fucking everybody else, allegedly. He had a bit of a past. He has a bit of a past, kids. Just look into it. It's not far. He has quite an internal affairs situation, if you know what I mean. Let's get me off of here.
Yes.
Female with long hair. Is that
Correct.
right?
Ryan and friends drive away. Karen is
Mhm.
now alone for the first time since she arrived. Further, they didn't see the entire time they were there. Was he in consistent with Karen's story of what happened? Karen leaves between 12:29 and 12:30. We know this because her phone connects to the Wi-Fi network.
Reed's phone auto John O'Keefe at 12:36 a.m.
Google Maps confirms the drive time for that route on that date and time is 6 to 7 minutes, without factoring in the snowy road conditions that night, which would have only slowed travel. 54 Fairview Road, according to the data we have, is 12:30 a.m.
Around 12:45 in the morning, when the vehicle was in front of the residence on Fairview, that for some perceptible period of time, that vehicle travels over 60 feet in reverse at over approximately 24.2 miles per hour.
What kind of charade is this? The lead prosecutor is standing in front of an unknowing jury and claiming the defendant committed murder 15 minutes after she left the premises. Shameful. Using such flimsy and leading information.
At 12:31, you texted "pull behind me" to John.
Their first chance immediate problem. At 12:31 and 56 seconds.
Okay, and I just want to tell you, people who like really do not know this case, and I know a lot of you do, but some of you don't. That yard is not that big. Okay, you could spit on their front door from the street, from your passenger side window. You could spit on their front door. So do not let this fool you. It was not a football field. It's like a right outside the city house that like you can see inside people's windows. It is not this big. It's just not. I've been there. I've been driven by it. Okay. I've been to Canton a couple, 2, 3 times. This is not an accurate depiction of the size of the front yard by any stretch of the imagination. Put that out there.
Out to the last spot, they saw the SUV parked. Conveniently near trees and bushes, providing enough cover. It placed there at 12 for someone to move to that location and drop the phone. Although another theory suggests they turned the phone off and placed it outside at a later time. Without a proper investigation, we can only speculate. Regardless, for Karen to have hit John, she would have had to complete a 6 to 7 minute drive in just 3 minutes and 4 seconds on slippery snow-covered roads with a route that includes a long light. This means to Commonwealth's own forensic data. Karen Reed could not have murdered John O'Keefe.
You texted "hello."
At 12:41, she made call number 2 of this series. 54 seconds later, call number 3.
And at 12:42, you texted "where are you?"
At 12:43, she makes call number 4.
Gemma Cabe is Alar Mathias, Amber Heard, Blake Lively combination, if you can even imagine that.
And at 12:45, you texted "hello."
At 12:46, call number 5. At 12:47, call number 6. Finally, at 12:50, Jennifer places call number 7.
Hey, fun fact, Jennifer McCabe won, like, the prettiest in high school. I mean, Canton High didn't have the bar set very high for that, clearly. I mean, she looks like the crypt keeper. Have you seen her sister? Her sister's even worse. Jill Daniels, holy shit. Does she live on Mass Ave? Inquiring minds wanna know.
A highly suspicious pattern of calls. But what's even more interesting is that Jen originally told police that she saw Karen pulling away at 12:45, specifically remembered because it coincided with her last text to John stating hello, which means Jennifer has been caught in another lie, and that she was attempting to place the SUV outside when it was already back at John's house for nearly...
Sister-in-law. Is she sister-in-law? Who's Jill Daniel? Nicole is. That's right. She's Nicole's sister. Still, description still counts. It's Nicole's sister. Poor Nicole. She reminds me of a domestic violence. Like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he treated Nicole like shit, from what I hear, allegedly. Did she go to an all-boys school? Oh my God, I'm dying. Did she go to Archie's in Braintree? Did she go to Archie's?
nearly 10 minutes.
You were also interviewed by Trooper Proctor on January 29th, 2022.
Jen has also adjusted her story since the beginning to accommodate the Commonwealth's evolving theory. The flagpole was always the last the SUV had been seen, until Jen testifies here.
When I first saw the vehicle,
Okay, so I'm getting, listen, there's a lot of information here. They're all fucking, okay. Nicole and Jen McCabe are sisters. Jen McCabe is the sister-in-law that allegedly, rumoredly slept with Brian Albert. And it's been said that, I'm not even going to go there because I don't want to bring the kids into it. However, and Jill and Julie are sisters. There's a lot going on. They're all family. They're all enmeshed. Yeah, it's all selective memories at night. Yeah, well, the selective memories because they made them up.
You said you saw it pull up again, second time. You said you saw it move twice.
to further up.
Jennifer changes her story, now claiming she saw the SUV in position to reverse backwards towards John.
It moved to the flagpole, and then it moved up again.
And like they did over and over again in the first trial to explain why the new story doesn't match the first, they blame police incompetence. No one has done more to damage the reputation of cops everywhere than these people.
So as Trooper Proctor was taking notes about what you were saying, he just got it wrong. At no time did you hear any noise or sound outside that was unusual?
No.
You didn't hear any squealing?
And just like anyone else who lives in like blizzard country, like your girl, like we just got hit with the Armageddon, you could hear a pin drop in the snow. Okay, you walk outside after it snowed, and your ears ring. It's so fucking quiet. If there was screaming tires, everybody but would have been woken up. A fact. I mean that's my opinion. Do you think anything will come from the FBI investigation? I sure as hell hope so. I think this is the only way we're going to get we're going to get justice for John. And when the new DA comes in, because the new DA was part of the federal investigation into the Karen Reed case. So he knows some shit. Okay. And once he gets in power, I think shit's about to change in the Norfolk County area. That's my hope. I'm going to be out there advocating for him. I'm going to be out there with my signs. I'll do lives, kids. You can come with us.
Tires or squealing your brakes?
No,
You didn't hear any screaming or yelling?
no,
You didn't hear any loud voices or foul language? You didn't hear any verbal? Anything like that?
no.
But I was just picking up the area, cleaning.
You didn't hear any collision?
Brian Abbott's wife was cleaning the house at, 2 a.m. What that tells me is she likes the uppers. Okay. She likes the uppers. And she cleans her house with a toothbrush at 2 a.m. like a creep, checking to make sure the FBI isn't outside. The DEA, right? She's not that protected.
Did you?
No. My sister was cleaning.
My mom she likes to clean.
You ever asked by anybody to make sure you mention a Jeep being parked behind Miss Reed's SUV in this trial?
I think that they got in a fight. He had his head somewhere, maybe on a weight, and they panicked. Panicked. Had they just done the right thing, this would have been done over. But their ego, they couldn't lose their jobs. No one can look at them as like the bad person they are. So what do? They were going to blame Lucky, the plow driver. If you guys know who Lucky is, oh my God, that man will get every heartstring you have. Gonna blame Lucky like fucking losers. So that was the introduction to our friend Mike Rodots, if you don't know him. Yeah, honey, I say this loud and proud. I'll say it again. In a world full of McCabe's and Alberts, be a lucky Laughrin. That man is a absolute saint, and he did the right thing, even when it was the hard thing to do. That's when you got to do the right thing. That's when you have to. That's why, you see a lot of exposing of, different creators, right, left, and sideways. Some people just think you're like, no, you know what? Like, this person's loved and endeared, and people just think that they're like the fucking cat's ass. It's like, well, no, if you took a harder look, right? If they showed you who they really were, maybe you wouldn't like them. Yeah, so that's our introduction to microdots. You couldn't, what does it say, Robin? You couldn't live with yourself. You participate in anything like that. I would never. I couldn't. Listen, I talked some mess last night about people who have at one time I cared for. And did I mean the things I said? Did those things happen? Yeah, like for the most part. It's like in my perception of it, that's what happened. And I felt like a bag of shit after. And I shouldn't do those things. But like sometimes you just build it all up and then it all comes out in just vomit of hate, right? Right? Because in my processing, I'm thinking, well, they didn't give a flying fuck what was going on with me. Why should I care about them? That's not who I am. I might act like I might go in a little vent here and there, but you know, I had to come on to apologize and do the right thing and say, I shouldn't have done that because it's true. I shouldn't have. These people have no conscience. None of them. None of them. Self-preservation. They don't give a flying fuck what they did to John. In my opinion, that these people need to be investigated and brought in. Not sure if all of them should be in jail for the rest of their life. We need more details, but it's going to come out. From what I know, civil trials, depositions are very different than criminal. Very different, kids. Very different. So that's that. I kind of wanted to get back more into I kind of want to get back into more of the rehashing of the John O'Keefe murder versus the internet drama. I don't do well, and how the person I turn into, dealing with the stress of all of that. I don't like who I am when I get triggered by it all. So I think I'm just going to focus on the thing that I believe in, is finding justice for John O'Keefe. He deserves justice. These people are fucking, someone just said, diabolical. Yep, and they're getting away with it. I don't think they should get away with it. And the more we have out there telling people exactly who they are, maybe someone will listen. This is why we stood out in front of everywhere we could to remind these people that you're doing nobody any good by trying to put an innocent woman in prison, and you should be looking at the people in front of you, the people that you're turning a blind eye away from. Am I wrong? I think that's what we're gonna do. If we're not doing Laura Matthias, because I'm gonna continue with that, I think we're gonna go back to focusing on John O'Keefe. If that interests you, that's great. I don't really, I care about the victim and justice for John. And even if I have, 15 viewers because I'm doing something that's, not racy and talking shit about people, because that's really how you get your numbers. My most viewed videos are the ones when I am roasting hidden true crime. Okay. When I am that Amy, because I'm treating you the way you should be fucking treated, I get the most views. I do John Benet Ramsey and something like this, and you get very few. I don't care. I don't care. I'll keep doing it. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about views. I don't care about being cool. I just want to get the information out. So maybe it will make a small part in getting John justice. Okay. Like that's my goal here. Yeah, justice for John. John needs it. John needs people, right? It started off with getting Karen off so that they can focus on who did it. But I don't know what happened to that, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Not even like citation for not reporting a deadly incident, like nothing. Nothing. Listen, if this was me or you, okay, I don't wear a badge. If this was me and you or Karen Reed, we would be in prison right now. Just like Sean Ellis. Sean Ellis, the black kid coming out at Walgreens getting diapers for his cousin's baby, was blamed for shooting a Boston cop and spent 25 to 28 years in prison. He had 4 trials before he was exonerated. He spent his entire life in prison because he was profiled. And no one wanted to know. No one wanted anyone else to ever find out who actually murdered that piece of shit cop in Rosendale, Massachusetts. Trial 4 on Netflix. Go watch it. Worth it. Like, there's so many cases and victims that we can be focusing on and not each other, right? Like, listen, I can get down petty and messy. I can, and I can be good at it. I don't want to do that though. I want to focus on what matters, right? The internet beef that someone has with me today is not going to affect me in 5 years, right? Yeah, Tar Heel knows. My baby in Alabama knows. Gosh, if this was to be locked up with a key throwing, especially being a cop, yeah, you would think, right? This man was overseeing the fugitive unit, and he's trying to tell me that he didn't hear. His story is that he was sleeping. He never came out of the house that night to help John O'Keefe ever. Okay. Even after being called by his sister-in-law bursting into his bedroom in the middle of the night, allegedly. We don't know what happened. He didn't come out because he didn't hear the sirens or see the lights. A cop that is a fugitive unit captain, or whatever title, very high up. You're not hearing sirens and lights. I call bullshit. You are lying to my face. You're lying to my face. Before we leave, I want to go over the Morrissey hostage video. Do you remember that? Do you guys know about the Morrissey hostage video? I want to go over that before we go because I do have to lay down. But I was having insomnia and you guys are helping. Let's see if we can find something. Michael Moore. Michael Morrissey. Hostage video. Here it is, kids. It's short. It's short. Isn't Proctor suing or trying to get his job back? Yeah, he is. He's appealing his judgment. He's not coming back. He's disgraced, okay? But tell me why a disgraced non-trooper still has detail outside his house, keeping him quote unquote safe. We're paying for that, just like we paid for the unjust prosecution of Karen Reed. I'm paying for that. All those taxes they take out of my money, out of my paycheck every week, hundreds. All right. You look at my net and my gross, you want to puke. Okay. But we paid for this and we're paying for details outside Michael Proctor's house. If he needs a detail because he's scared, he should have never been a trooper to begin with. My opinion.
She further found that the line of abrasion on his arm was consistent with blunt trauma, not an animal attack.
Do you have an opinion how those superficial abrasions occurred?
Hold on, we got to find the right one. Here it is.
This will be the first statement of its kind in my dozen years as an officer.
This is RDA. This is never done, kids. This never happens. He is on the news, white knighting for the people that are being looked at as the people who really killed John O'Keefe. Okay, watch this man. This is so unethical. The fact that he's still in office is mind blowing. But that's Massachusetts for you. It's the good old boys. Okay. Good old boys. And he's not running for another term. Good, because you're a fucking disgrace, sir. Look at you. His neck, he needs a bigger shirt. His turkey jowl is screaming for help. Screaming for help.
It's absolutely baseless. It should be to any decent person. And it needs to stop. Innuendo is not evidence. False narratives are not evidence. However, what evidence does show is that John O'Keefe never entered the home at 34 Fairview Road in Campton the night he died. Location data from entered that home. 11 people have given statements that they did not see John O'Keefe enter the home at 34 Fairview that night. 0 people have said that they saw him enter the home. 0. No one. Some have, without any evidence, pointed to 18-year-old Colin Albert.
No, but the 18 bags of chips, ramen noodles, and straight Coca-Cola did. God has nothing to do with this. This is this man's lifestyle. All right? This man's lifestyle. He don't even care about himself. Why is he going to care about the Commonwealth?
A nephew of the homeowner, and accused him of attacking John O'Keefe as he entered the home. But phone evidence shows O'Keefe never entered the home. Testimony from witnesses tell us that 18-year-old Colin Albert had left his uncle's home before John O'Keefe and Karen Reed had arrived outside the residence. There was no fight inside that home. John O'Keefe did not enter the home. Colin Albert, the young man being vilified, was not present when Reed's vehicle and John O'Keefe arrived on the street. This is a false narrative. Colin Albert didn't commit murder.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this really quick while he's pausing. So that prominent dog bite expert was so viciously harassed that he felt like his family and children safety was at risk, and he took back his willingness to participate in the trial because there was like some severe threats from the anti Karen Reed movement people who are very unhinged. You guys think that we're unhinged. At this point, we're unhinged at each other. But at one time, we were like, we were a unit. The antis literally scared this man into not testifying, from what I heard, allegedly. Credible source, but it's definitely allegedly rumor. I don't know.
Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Albert. These people were not part of a conspiracy and certainly did not commit murder or any crime that night. They have been forthcoming with authority, providing statements, and have not engaged in any cover-up. They are not suspects in any crime. They are merely witnesses in the case. To have them accused of murder is outrageous. To have them harassed and intimidated based on false narratives and accusations is wrong. They are witnesses doing what our justice system asks of them. The autopsy of John O'Keefe was conducted by a forensic pathologist from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. The doctor found that the injuries that left John helpless in the cold were not a result of a fight. She further found that the line of abrasions on his arm was consistent with blunt trauma, not an animal attack. A grand jury of citizens heard the document enjoys the constitutional presumption of innocence. Why should the witnesses who have committed no crime be harassed by members of the community? They should not be harassed for telling the government what they heard or saw. I'm asking the Canton community.
I mean, they can if it's all a bunch of fucking lies, sir. his actions are deplorable. Okay, the fact that he wasn't kicked out. Well, in Massachusetts, though, you're not elected into you're not elected. Okay, here you're assigned. You're appointed here. This, oh honey, yeah, Steph, this was way before the jury. He's on here before the first trial even started. Unethical is a fucking understatement. They allowed this. This sounds like pissing my leg and tell me it's raining. Yeah. Yeah. And it comes out later that he was in correspondence with I don't know if it was Jen McCabe or Jill Daniels, one of them. She was in his ear and she put him up to what to say and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, wait, what's Tar saying? Because Tar's hilarious. Bump this winter. I mean, bro, I'm sitting pretty in 23 inches of snow. Count your blessings. As long as I don't have tornadoes.
Everyone who feels invested in this case, to hear all the actual evidence at trial before assigning guilt to people who have been wrong. And certainly before taking it upon yourself to harass citizens, whoever shows nothing in this matter but come and be for a reason. The internet has no rules of evidence. The internet has no punishment for perjury. And the internet does not know all the facts. Conspiracy theories. The idea that multiple police examiner agencies and are taking a conspiracy should be seen for what it is.
A fucking it's a correct conspiracy because none of this aged well, you fucking buffoon.
Completely contrary to the evidence and a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. Proctor, the day of the incident. Proctor and his state police partner traveled together the entire day while other officers were processing 34 Fairview. Trooper Proctor was not there, and did not plant evidence at 34 Fairview Road. In addition to having no opportunity to plant the evidence, as Proctor would have no motive to do so. Trooper Proctor had no close personal relationship with any of the parties involved in the investigation and had no conflict. And he had no reason to step out of this investigation. Every suggestion to the contrary is a lie. This should be seen for what it is and not used as a pretext to attack and harass others. What is happening to the witnesses, some with no actual involvement in the case, is wrong. His values and the needs to
Everything that you don't stand for, Michael Morsi, everything that you don't stand for. And I'm questioning how many other people have you done this to that didn't have money, that didn't have the millions of people backing them and supporting their fucking fundraisers to get a Yannetti and Alan Jackson and people who believed in her. Okay. This is nothing you believe in. You're regurgitating a fucking law that you don't follow, in my opinion. If anyone's a humbugger, it's you.
I'm releasing as my remarks need to be so narrowly tailored to the issue at hand while the prosecution is pending in Superior Court. But the
Was that it? That was it, kids. That was it. That was it. So that was his pre-trial. That was before the first trial. He is our district attorney for Norfolk County. Okay. And just to keep in mind, if I was ever murdered tomorrow, Bukaki, Tully, all of them are coming to investigate it. Okay. Put out an APB on these people. Make sure you guys look out. I'm not saying I'm going to get murdered, but I'm just trying to make a point that these are the people that investigate murders and things in my area, in the many towns in Norfolk County. Isn't that a scary thought? How many other people has he done this to? The Sean Ellis case I was just telling you about, that he was convicted and sentenced to prison for like 28 years that he spent for a crime he didn't commit, because the officer allegedly liked the hookers, and one may have offed him in a parking lot because, he was a piece of fucking shit. Who knows? Allegedly, rumor, I don't know, but it's kind of believable. He is a turd. He is a turd. Wait, what's going on with you, Tar? Are you having what you got? Listen, Tar Heel tells me about a lot of tornadoes, and I will tell you what, I'll take 8 feet of snow before I see a tornado. It's like my biggest fear is being surrounded by kangaroos with a tornado coming. A tornadoes are coming. Meanwhile, kangaroos are coming from every direction. Biggest fear. My other biggest fear is living in Norfolk County with this motherfucker in charge. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, kids? All right. So we've come on. I've explained myself from last night, and I just want to do better. And I don't like how I act when the stress of the Karen Reed, um, I don't even know what to call it anymore. The mess that it has changed the movement, it stresses me out. And I get to be a person that I don't want to be. I can be. I can be petty as fuck and not very nice. But yeah, they're hella creepy and they're strong. Okay. I saw a kangaroo come up out of the water and try to like fuck this dude up, and he was gonna win. Okay. He was like Holyfield. The dude, he had an agenda. Um we have kangaroos, but no tornadoes. Okay. That would work for me. The tornadoes scare me even more. Like, we don't get crazy weather up here. We do, but we don't, you know? We get, like, hundreds in the summer, but then, like, all of a sudden overnight, it turns to, like, 17 frost and 8 feet of snow, you know? Our blood cannot regulate. Yeah, right. They need to get back into the puppy position. They're not, though. They're not. They're working out. They're bench pressing. Um, I've been on for 2 hours, and I actually have a live at 10 going over the JonBenet Ramsey case. Um, like I said, these type of videos don't get much traction, but I don't really give a fuck. And you know what too? I don't like, I'm not like the, "Hey, like, and I want you guys to like, I want you to subscribe. I love all of you, but I'm here for, like, just exposure of victims and victimizers, okay? So if you guys wanna be here, I want you to be here. But, yeah, yeah, I'll be sticking 10 town yeah. Yo, this is the funniest thing. I'll be sticking my 10 toes of the ocean tomorrow in 76. Rub it in. Listen, I am smarter. Did you just do Othu? I'm gonna forgive you this time because of fat fingering, but this is my high pot girl. We grew up in the same neighborhood in Boston. She's a tough bitch. This one of my faves. Smarter. We love you here. Oh, 2136. Exactly. 617. I'll never get rid of my 617 number. I'd rather chew on rocks. Our wind chill is what? 6? Oh, no. I mean, I know you can't take that. You guys got the thin blood. Ours changes. You grew up in North Dakota. Yeah. Yeah, North Dakota gets fucking hit. Middle America gets hit. Mhm. Oh, O2, is that where is that? Is that Dorchester? I can't remember. I might have to Google that. I don't know that one. I know that it's Boston because it's 0213 and then ends up with something else, you know? Okay, am I the only okay, I grew up in Boston, okay? I'm, like, real proud. An Irish Boston girl. Jamaica Plain. Okay, so I'm from High Park. You're right next door, girl. Sorry. Yeah, so you know, you're one of me and Smarta, all right? Am I the only one that gets pissed? I've been places and like, "Oh, I'm from Boston." I'm like, "Oh, me too." And I'm like, "Oh, like, where are you from?" And they're Lexington. Yeah, JP in the house. JP Licks. Stop it. I don't even like their ice cream. I just like the atmosphere. Um, I was in Maine. I was in Wells, Maine over the summer, and someone recognized my accent and they were like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, I'm from Boston, which is, I mean, I don't currently live there, but I spent 30 some odd years there faithfully. And I grew up there. And I was like, "Oh, where you from? What part?" Because in Boston you say what part, what neighborhood. It's not a town. This person said, "I'm from Lexington." I I get so offended. I'm like, that's not Boston. Okay. You live in Massachusetts. You do not live in Boston, sir. You do not get that card. Nope, you didn't earn that card. I wish I was lying. I am that way. People who live in Boston take that shit real serious. It's kind of like when LTL tried to claim like he was from Hyde Park, and all of the free Karen Reed people who are from Hyde Park were like, no, the fuck you're not. Not a day. What parish? I was Most Precious Blood Parish. I went to the school there. It's no longer, but oh my God, you should hear the way that Tar Heel tries to talk Massachusetts. It's got to be the cutest thing. I have to get you on here, uh, Tar Heel. They have to hear it. JP is a lot different. Yeah, me too. I grew up with all Irish Italian, big families. You know what I mean? Not anymore. It does not look like that anymore. You too? You were you were Most Precious Blood? I went to MPB school till 8th grade. I don't even know how I made it out. I did. Yep. And I was an altar server. I love the accents in Miriam. Mine's very English. I love English accents. Australian accents, okay. It depends on dialect. It's kind of like here. Everyone sounds the same, but not really. Like I'm gonna sound different than Tar Heel, and you might like one better than the other. Do you know what I mean? Yo, she'll send me voice notes and they're absolutely adorable. I can't do the southern one either. Yeah, she's definitely a redneck. Definitely a redneck. And she is feisty as fuck. She's my soul sister. A former May Queen baby. Oh, I love it. I love it. Stations of the Cross. I still get my palms from Palm Sunday. I only worked in Boston and I still kept my 617 number. Never lose it. Lawrence is, yeah, in Lowell, Essex. Yeah, you got to rep where you're from, right? Around here, you're real proud of where you're from. It's okay to live out there, but like, if you're from Boston and you're somewhere, and they're like, "I'm from Boston too," and you're like, "Oh, where?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm from, fucking Somerville." No, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop it. That's a 781 number. Yeah. 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 Smart, I love you. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, guys, I really gotta go. I gotta go, go get some sleep so I can function tomorrow. I was just having insomnia anxiety, but this has since ceased that, and I may be able to relax now. We laugh at each other. Yeah, yeah, we hysterically laugh at each other trying to imitate because we both suck at it, but at least we try because we're friends and we're fucking hilarious. If you ever get to know Tahil, hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like, I like late streams. My son's asleep and I don't got to worry about like anything. And I love all of you guys. I love you. I love your presence. I love your being. I love your thoughts. You guys are open thinkers and you're just like, you're the best of the best on the tubes, right? If you can like the video, if you want to share it to somebody and make sure you're subscribed, that would be great. Put the bells on because I'm a loose cannon. Yeah, if you guys could do all of the YouTubey things, that'd be great. And I will see you. I'll be here in the morning at 10 a.m. to go over part 10 of the unsolved case of John Benet Ramsey. All right, guys. So I will either see you in the morning or I won't, but I love you all. See you on the next one.